Hello, grateful to be here with you today. And I am here with the Council of Light, and there's a transmission in the form of a question. It's going to begin that way, um, inviting you to lean into the possibility of what would it feel like to embrace change. I wonder what it would feel like to embrace change. And for so long, we've been conditioned to resist it, to keep everything the same in order to be safe. And that's really a separation consciousness mechanism that is being invited to retire at this time as we spiral up more and more and more into alignment with who we really are, remembering our essence in a greater way. It's all about welcoming that, embracing that change, the caterpillar to the butterfly. And so we're going to bring in, to the degree that you're choosing to receive, some energetic support, energetic information around what it feels like, how to, and it's safe to embrace change and to begin your process in whatever that is, in whatever way that is, of retiring the mechanism of resisting it as a way to be safe. And so whenever we're evolving, transforming consciousness, a mechanism of consciousness that we use to stay safe, you always want to bring in a new mechanism, a new way. And so, can we show you what we mean by that? And what if it was actually possible for you as a being, as a way shower of consciousness, to begin to employ for yourself the mechanism of sourcing safety within at source level? And we're going to show you what we mean by that. In other words, our safety is not contingent upon what's happening in the outer world, not contingent upon circumstances or events, or even a specific home or location or relationship or a certain amount of money in the bank. Our safety is actually infinite, and it's within our being from source. We have an infinite supply of safety within. And in separation consciousness, we've been conditioned to reach for it, to create it externally or try to create it externally. And then we use our control energy out here, our creative energy out here in the external world, trying to get the safety there or create circumstances and the right environment so we feel safe. But from the perspective of metaphysical, how energy actually works, how consciousness actually works, is if we source it within, amplify it within, get it infinite supply going, like open the spigot, turn the faucet on of the safety within, reference it there, get it there, receive it there in massive amounts, however much you want, but you feel full, you feel safe. Then it reflects into your experience. And that's an aspect of creator consciousness that's being moved into as we graduate into unity consciousness, one with source configuration orientation. In other words, the safety isn't out here. It never really was. We can try to create it out here, but it's never enough. And sometimes it's there and sometimes it fails. And it's not the foundational safety that's eternal, that's unconditional, that's always present, that's within. So when we try to source it in the outer, eventually that's going to crumble and fall away and not really be there for us. And then we start to not trust. But it's actually because we were never really meant to trust what's showing up in the reflection. We were meant to trust the infinite source within, the light within, your ray of light that is source. And so will you retrieve all your reference points for trust off of everyone and everything in the outer world, everywhere you've placed your trust externally, on specific ways of gathering information or clarity, or the bank account or the home or the outer environment, conditions, circumstances. Retrieving all your reference points for trust and all your nuggets of trust back to you, holding the energetic weight of trusting the light that flows within you, which is source. Then you're coming from a place of connection to source, not separation. We're going to show you how to do that. It's not really doing it with the mind. It's doing it through choosing, if you choose it, and then inviting your higher self to do it for you. And so we're going to do that now, inviting your higher self, Body David's higher self, and teams to retrieve all trust nuggets and reference points for trust fabric off of everyone and everything in the outer world, including your loyalty and commitment back to you, cleaning it, recalibrating it for your current level of consciousness, re-embedding and reweaving it on you for you, trusting the light that flows within you, that is source, to always be there, always present, unconditionally, infinite supply inside. So in this case, we're speaking towards safety. And so we want to just take a moment and invite you to just notice from awareness, am I making anything outside of me the source of my safety, my protection? Is there anything I've made outside of me the reason I feel safe? I feel safe because I have this in the external. Or I will feel safe when I have fill in the blank. And that's an indicator that you've made something in the reflection, external, outside of you, the source of safety. And again, we just want to be aware of what we've been doing. That's the only way we can shift it, is to first become aware. It takes a lot of courage to look. So bravo. And then you can maybe jot down all the things you're noticing. Well, I may have made my relationship the source of safety, or I may have made my job, my bank account, multiple things, where I live, the condition in the world, whatever it is, just notice. And again, we'll bring in this idea of, I wonder what it would actually feel like to embrace change. And when we use the word change, you could substitute the word upgrade. I wonder what it would feel like to embrace an upgrade. Because the way the energetics are right now, everything is upgrading. It's being invited to. And if we know that, and we come from that intention, that will be our experience. Everything that presents as a change is actually an upgrade. It gets better. More safety, more fulfillment, more joy, more freedom, more empowerment. So again, we invite you to feel into and just notice everywhere you may have made something external the source of your safety. And once you kind of have that awareness, Then what we can do is invite the higher self of you, your body deva, your teams to scan, to be really thorough, far beyond your intellect, what you can perceive from this level. Bird's eye view, higher self. Can you scan for where I may have placed my reference points for safety externally on something outside of me? And can you take inventory of all of those places and spaces, even in other lifetimes, where I've placed my reference points for safety externally? One of the reasons we cannot embrace change is that we think if nothing changes, we'll be safe. And so we may have placed nuggets on keeping everything the same in the world, in the outer, and that's how we gauge our safety, when that's not really an appropriate gauge of safety. We're just going to bring that in energetically. And again, this mechanism may have worked for us in the past, keeping everything the same in order to be safe. But we are moving into a whole new era, a whole new age, a whole new level of consciousness is available. And it functions in a very different way, functions from connection, one with source. It functions from the divine design of things ever expanding and growing and upgrading. We're just going to show you that energetic. Remind you of what you already know. And then inviting your higher self, body, Deva's higher self, and teams to work with the energetic fields and the guides to retrieve all your reference points for safety that you've placed externally back to your ray, river, column of light that is you, where source is, in your river, in your ray of light that is you. You are an extension of source, and within your light is everything, including safety. And it may be helpful here to think of safety in terms of a specific frequency, specific stream of light. Maybe it has a certain texture or flavor or color to you. And inviting your higher self to retrieve those reference points to locate the safety within your higher self, body, David's higher self, and teams, and then retrieve higher selves, all responsibility for where we gave something outside of us the responsibility to keep us safe, whether it be another person, a condition, a circumstance, money, a home, a government, whatever it was. Retrieve all responsibility for your own safety back to you so you can source it for yourself at source level and you can have an infinite supply. When we give the responsibility away, it's like we're waiting for that thing out there to start streaming safety to us. And it can't. Its stream of safety only works for itself. Every aspect of the divine is like a unique snowflake template creation. And your infinite supply of safety from source is unique for you and only works for you. It's only calibrated for you. Good. So retrieving all responsibility for your safety back. Holding it at the level of your higher self. Body Deva same, teams same. And if it feels appropriate, the guides are chiming in, Council of Light is chiming in, and empowerment. Maybe retrieve all responsibility for your own empowerment back. Sometimes it can be a little layered where we maybe give responsibility to something outside of us, like money, to be the source of our safety. And in that exchange, what we're really after is to remember our own empowerment. And that sounds really weird, but anytime we give responsibility for a need away, it's a disempowering experience. And in that, what we're really wanting is to cultivate more empowerment. So just retrieving all responsibility for the empowerment back to you, off the catalysts you were using to try to get more empowerment. Good. And then retrieving any of your focus, your desire, your wanting off of all those things where you're trying to, in your control, where you're maybe trying to make them the source of your safety, make them show up a certain way in order for you to be safe. Retrieving all your creative energy, your life force, your control back to you. Same for body and teams. Higher selves, retrieve, 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 clean it, recalibrate it, re-embed it. Retrieving all your own fabric of safety and threads of safety that you tried to give to others, they would be safe. Let's let source be their source within themselves, because that stream of source will work for them. It's calibrated for them. They have their own infinite supply. Your stream of safety, your fabric of safety is actually only calibrated for you. So when we try to give it to another, it actually creates a dissonance in their fields. So retrieving all your fabric of safety back on you, returning all responsibility back to everyone and everything for their own safety. All their empathic sensations of them not feeling safe, return all that back to them, sending appropriate energetic information where they have the capacity to receive it, along with the responsibility for shifting it. That's fuel for their evolution, and they'll get there when they get there. And they'll shift it, and they'll be able to go up the spiral too, in their own way, in their own timing, their own timing. Good. Good. And then inviting you, your body, and your teams to balance and stabilize the electrical and magnetic energy, kind of do a bit of a reset, reboot, update all grids, all reference points. And then take a moment and hold a gentle awareness that your reference points for safety are placed now in your beam of light, your ray of light. And imagine and invite your higher self to amplify the frequency of safety more within you, within your ray. And imagine receiving it within. So you can imagine you had your energetic receptors, which I see as little like bird mouths going out here. Bring them in, open them vertically and internally, and receive your own light, your own safety, your own infinite supply of safety within. There you go. Body Deva same, team same. We're going to show you how to do it. And all of this work, you're doing it for yourself. It's like you're in a training, in a gym, and I'm showing you how to lift the weights, and the guys are showing you how to lift the weights. The Council of Light is modeling, demonstrating, and then you're lifting the weights for yourself so you can maintain and sustain the chip. Good. And receive, receive, receive. And then when you feel energetically full, you might just have felt a little shift into a little more calm. You want to balance and stabilize, and you just went up a few octaves. So increase the magnetic to the roots, ground more, balance the electrical and magnetic energy, update all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. So now you have this new, brand new mechanism to source safety within. And it's as simple as leaning into your column of light to connect to what you are, orienting as one with source, asking higher self, can you amplify more safety within? And then imagine receiving it. Till you feel a shift. Again, might be very, very subtle shift. And if you don't feel it at first, that's okay. Keep practicing this. It's literally like exercising muscles in the gym. Eventually you'll start to feel the results in some way. You'll sense it, you'll know it as your energetic fields get stronger. And then after you feel the shift, balance and stabilize, update all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. And it may seem like that's kind of a lot of work to do every day or every other day or every week or every time I don't feel safe. I would recommend doing it at least once a week. Would do it maybe every other day, every day for a while. And so you can practice using the new mechanism for safety. Because what happens is if we're not employing a new mechanism, then we default to the old one and we start to source the safety outside again. So now that you're sourcing safety within, your body data is sourcing safety within, that's the oneness way, that's what we're moving into. So you're beginning to practice this new way of being, this new mechanism that functions from connection, not separation. And now it might be a little easier to retire a mechanism to keep you safe that really doesn't work, that's inefficient, which was keep everything the same in order to feel safe. So we invite you at the level of your higher selves, body, Davis, higher selves, and teams to work with the energetic fields and the guides. To reference any mechanisms you're using for safety that are outdated, that you've outgrown, that are perhaps ancestral, and or maybe not yours, or again, it's time to evolve. And so you can just invite your higher self to take inventory, body, Davis, same, team, same. And maybe set your intention to employ this new mechanism as your way of being safe. Ooh, I'm choosing to source safety within. That's the most efficient, the most harmonic, the most potent. Like it actually works. And it's authentic to me as a being. It's clean, it's clear, it's balanced. Like infinite supply. It's unfailing. It's always there. And then just inviting the rewiring and the release of any mechanisms that, again, you've outgrown, that are no longer serving you. Turning any mechanisms you were using that are ancestral or not yours back to the right and perfect place, along with all relevant and appropriate energetic information, any grids of theirs that, again, you've outgrown it, doesn't really work for you anymore. It's like a pair of shoes you've outgrown. Returning it, sending information, returning responsibility for evolving it. You get to evolve you, retrieving all responsibility for you evolving you. Body same, team same. And then letting everyone else be in their own experience of evolving themselves when they're ready, at their own rate, let their higher selves hold. Good. We invite a balancing and stabilizing of all your energetic fields, updating all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. If you found this transmission helpful, we appreciate you commenting below and letting us know. And we're going to be offering a deeper dive into embracing change for the 5/5 transmission on May 5th. And again, it's all about upgrade. So if you want to join us for that transmission, you can find it on our website and enroll at embracingtheinfinite.com. We are offering it on a sliding scale, and we look forward to supporting you in whatever way honors you moving forward. Much love.